This is exercise 14C in Getting to Know ArcGIS for Desktop 3rd edition, and this is the last section of chapter 14. And we're on page 479. This exercise is called rematching addresses, and what they're talking about by rematching is if you have some addresses in your original data. Let's flip back over to our other view here. And if you have some addresses here, remember let's open this file up. I'll just right click on it and choose open. And I see 16 records here, and if you remember from 14B, only 13 of them were found on the map. So if there's 3 records that were not found on the map, that we couldn't match up with the location on the map, one of two things is possible. Either there's an error in our Atlanta streets, or there is an error in our customers. And either one is possible, but it's much more likely that the error is going to be here in our customers. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to get our geocoding toolbar, and we want let me see, review match addresses. Before we do that, I guess we have to tell it which file we want to use. So that's grayed out right now. We have to go over here and click on this, and when we click on this, then it turns on. So we want to review and match the addresses that are in that table. Actually, let's go take a look at that. Let's right click on it and open its attribute table. And over here we've got a status column that has an M or U. M stands for matched and U stands for unmatched. So I'm going to right click on this and sort it in descending order, so I'll get the U's up at the top. And so there was no match address. This is what we were using to try to find, and I think we got a little more stuff over here, but it probably doesn't make a whole lot of difference. We've got, okay, looks like it's the original data from our customers table. And then all of this other stuff here is stuff that ArcMap created for us, and it's got Arc in front of some of these column headings. And so these are the 3 that we had a problem with. And so let's close that, and now let's click on our review and rematch addresses button, and it should open up this dialog box, which should look a lot like the one on the bottom of page 480. And okay, let me see. I just want to see the unmatched ones. So right now it's showing me all addresses. If I click on the down arrow, I'm going to do unmatched. By the way, there are scores here, and sometimes it's guessing at what the address is. If it's 100, then you can be pretty sure it's the correct address. If it's a number lower than that, then that's ArcMap's way of expressing how certain it is that this address is correct. So we want to just see the unmatched ones though for right now. And now we're on page 41, number 5. In the address table, which is up here, this is the candidates table down here. We want to scroll through the 3 unmatched ones. Scroll to the right, and let's take a look at our zip codes. And here's one that is 30309, and all of the other records happen to be 30308. So it's possible that we have a bad address there. And so what I want to do is I want to select this, and down here the information shows up, and I'm going to back up over the 9 and type in an 8, and I'm going to hit the enter key. and now it is trying to find a match for me, and there's one here that comes up with a score of 100. Okay, and so that is probably the correct one. So let's select that one, and let's click on match. Okay, so now that one has a match, and now we're going to go to let me see. Now we want to look at the one on Juniper Street. So let's go across here, and okay, there's the one for Juniper Street. So we'll select that one. And we have a score here of 78.32, so that's pretty good. And this should match, this dialog box should match what you see at the top of page 483. And so we're going to select that one. So click on that to turn it blue, and click on match. And now we've got that one matched. And now we want to go back up here, and the remaining unmatched one is the second one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll to the right. Actually, we're not going to scroll to the right. The information we need is down here. And it looks like we have a misspelling here. This is actually supposed to be Myrtle, so let's put an R in there between the Y and the T, and hit enter. And let's keep an eye on what we get over here. And it looks like we get this match right here. And you see this is 845, so these are off by a digit, and so their scores are lower. And so we want it to be 844 Myrtle, and press enter. Now we're on page 484, and we want to see okay, this is STNE, so we're going to actually add that on and put STNE and hit enter. And so now we get a match score of 100, and we can click on that, and let's try that again. Okay, after it turns blue, then the match button gets activated, and we can click on match. And now if we look up here, we see that everything has been matched. And now we can close the dialog box. And the last thing they have us do is we're going to put some labels on these. I think what I'm going to do before that, though, is I think I'm going to zoom in on just the area where we have our customers. So we'll zoom in on that, and then we're going to go to this. We're going to right click. We want to see properties. Remember, that's where you do the labels. And our labels tab just happened to come up because that must have been the last thing that I had up when I used layer properties the last time. And so we want to turn on the labels, and down here we want the name of the business, and let's click on it. We'll leave this just the way it is for now, and we'll click on OK. And those are the names of our businesses, and it looks like they made theirs a little bit bigger, but otherwise our image maps matches the map on page 486 pretty well. And that is the end of 14C.